Hi, my name is Elizabeth and welcome to my channel. It is my daughter's birthday this week, her second birthday, and I wanted to make it really special. This video is going to be about me trying to make and decorate my first ever birthday cake for someone, and also decorating the home, getting everything ready for her. So I'm going to use the conservatory for my daughter's little birthday party. She's got a couple of friends coming over and then family members as well. And at the moment, the conservatory is looking like this. So I've got a little bit to tidy up, and I'm going to decorate this area, I think, and have this table with all the food and the cake and everything. And I still have to make the cake. I've been candle making this week. I had a wholesale order come in. I make beeswax candles using wax from my dad's hives. So that's made a bit of a mess this week as well. I'm also going to be attempting to bake my daughter's cake. I'm not a cake baker. Bread baking, yes. Little cakes, biscuits, yes. But actual birthday cakes, no. I've not had very many successful attempts at this. So I'm going to try and make her a birthday cake with some little flowers and some little bees on it. I'm not going to hold up much hope for this, but let's see how I do. I'm going to be doing a simple Victoria sponge for this cake. I think I'm going to do 3 layers. I think 2 layers, it will look too flat. So I'm going to attempt 3 layers. So I'm doing 300 grams of soft unsalted butter and 300 grams of caster sugar. Next, I'm going to whisk in 6 eggs. It does seem like quite a lot, that's what the recipe says. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then next up is 300 grams of self-raising flour. I've only got the 2 tins, so I'm going to have to bake these 2 and then do the 3rd one with the remaining batter. I also want to point out that this is an oven I'm not used to baking with, and this is the first cake I have baked with. I've got my 3 layers. The mixture did actually work out perfectly for all 3 of them. I think they look quite good. I'm going to let them completely cool, and then later on this evening I will take the tops off where they're slightly domed and then hopefully stack them and ice them tomorrow. Because I've also got access to beeswax and candle moulds, I've made my daughter a second birthday candle. See if I can get it out. Ooh. There we go. Little 2 candle. I am starting to make some little decorations that will harden overnight that I can use to add to the cake later. So I'm using some normal fondant icing. I've got some yellow food colouring here. I've also got some green and some pink because I'm going to make some leaves and some flowers. But this is for some little bees that I'm going to make. So I've made like a yellow colour. I'm going to make some little ovals out of this. And then I will add some black food colouring to make the stripes and the eyes. I'm going to have to crouch down so I haven't got anything high enough. But I'm going to use this cake stand. I've got some much nicer cake stands. I can't find them. They're in boxes somewhere. And I need to get this cake sorted ASAP. So I'm going to... I've got the cake in here from yesterday. So I need to trim them to make sure they're all flat and then stack them on here. I've just put up some buttercream. I definitely need to upgrade my mixing bowls because these are not deep enough and I've got ice and sugar everywhere. So I'm going to stack them and then possibly do a crumb coat and then put the fondant icing on top. In theory, anyway. Let's see how I get on with this bit. Okay, so this is looking like an absolute rustic mess at the moment. I'm going to clear up this and then I'm going to do the crumb coat on the outside, and then I need to roll out the icing that's going to go on the top. It's a 2-year-old's birthday party. Rustic is fine. Rustic is fine. That's what I keep telling myself. That's the first time I've ever crumb coated something before. It's a little bit lopsided, but I don't think it's that bad. And it wasn't as difficult as I imagined it to be either. So maybe I'll do this next time. If this cake goes successfully. Maybe this will be the start of my cake baking era. I'm going to colour my icing now whilst the cake is chilling. I'm going to try and make a peachy pinky colour. So I'm going to use a bit of red and a little bit of yellow to see how it goes. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to need to cover the cake. So I'm going to probably do more than I need, and then I can add more colouring to it to make petals. So anything left over, that's what I'm going to do with it. I've got about 600 grams of icing here, which I think should be enough to cover the cake, I hope. I'm just going to use cocktail stick and the food colouring to try and mix up a peachy pinky colour. Again, I don't know how much of this to use. I'm going to add in the yellow after, because I'm not sure what colour this is going to come out first. I've been needing that for a little while now, and it's almost like a marshmallowy pink. So I definitely didn't add enough, so I'm going to add some more. It still looks white on this camera, but it is more of a peachy pinky. It's still marshmallowy pink, but it's got a slight peachiness to it. I think I'm going to go with this colour. Right, I have more or less got the icing around it. I just need to then trim it. There are a few areas that have cracked ever so slightly, but I can cover them with hearts and flowers and bees and what have you. I'm going to use some scissors to cut off the larger pieces, because I think that's actually weighing down the icing that's making it crack. It's too heavy. For a first attempt, I think I've done okay. Alright, this is the scary bit. Which part do I cut? Let me cut first. Fun fact, my mum is fantastic at making cakes. She did my daughter's first birthday cake, she does wedding cakes, anniversary cakes, she does a lot. She's really good at them. I have never really managed to get the hang of cake decorating. I think it definitely must be one of those things where the more you practice, the better you get. There we go. I have to say, this is the first time I've done this, and I'm quite impressed with myself. I thought this was going to be a disaster. I'd honestly planned on making this video and then never posting it because I thought this was going to be awful. I'm really pleased with how this is coming out. I can't believe it. There's the cake so far. whilst my daughter is napping, I'm going to take this opportunity to do some little bees. These are the ones that I did yesterday. Use a cocktail stick and just make stripes and little eyes on them. Bees. Minus the wings. And they're my little bees. Right, after somewhat trial and error, I've gone with this nice simple mould with yellow centres, which are going to go onto the cake. That's the top so far. I've just been adding the bees to the cake. This is what it's looking like at the moment. It's probably going to be the finished product. I don't think I'm going to add any additional bees to it. I have stuck them on just with a little bit of icing. You can see a little bit of icing sugar and water. I'm going to see if they stay put. If not, I'm going to skewer them on with some cocktail sticks. I think it looks good. I'm quite impressed with myself because this is my first attempt at ever icing a cake like this. So I'm going to give myself some grace on it. I think it looks okay. Okay, just a quick video before everyone arrives. This is the bunting. Got a couple of bits of paper decorations, obviously the food, cake. I need to always put some other bits and pieces out. I've got stuff in the oven at the moment. I've got a couple of other little paper decorations hanging up. It's starting to rain, but also the sun's out. It's gonna be one of those days. It is spring, so just waiting for people to arrive now. I'm popping by my allotment this morning because all of my tools are in my shed. Where I didn't have a garden when I was in my flat, I had an allotment instead, and all my tools are there. And to be able to do any work in my garden, I need my tools. I will also unfortunately be giving up my allotment this year because it's the other side of town. I used to be able to walk to and from the allotment, which was brilliant. But now having to drive all the way across town, it's not practical anymore, especially in the summer when I need to be watering it every single day, especially if we have a heat wave again. That just isn't practical. So I'm going to focus on my garden this year. And then there are allotments just around the corner from where I now live. So I may sign up to one of those, go on the wait list in a year or two's time, because I have really, really enjoyed having an allotment. So I'm going to miss it. I've managed to get a majority of my tools out from the allotment. So now I'm going to try and find space for them in the shed. The shed is currently housing a few bits of furniture and other bits and pieces I haven't found homes for yet. So let's hope this all fits in there. Annoyingly, my shed is now becoming a bit of a dumping ground. So in the summer, I'm going to have to sort through all of this. These here, this is crockery, vintage crockery that I've been collecting over the years. And I was going to hire it out as a little mini business. Whether I do that or not, I don't know. Please let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea or not. If not, I'm going to end up having to sell it because it just takes up a lot of space. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous sunny day today. So I'm going to try and tidy up some of the edging around the path. I've already moved this bunch of nettles. Need to move these ones as well. I'm going to leave the strawberries for the moment. You can see where they are, but I've got grass and other weeds in amongst it that all need digging up. So that's my goal for today. Big task for next week is going to be removing all of this rubbish. This, I believe, is full of just garden waste that was never removed. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit different to my usual content, which is usually home renovations, but I hope you enjoyed it and got this far. And next week we'll be back to home renovating and work in the garden. We'll see how far I get with that.